Hello and welcome to Aryabhata Ashram. I am Maheep and we are doing a very important session called as NYQ versus PYQ. Next year question is very central to your preparation. And how do we decode this next year question that is primarily based on PYQ and which other books UPSC generally asks? It is a gargantuan task, it's an Herculean task for any aspirant. It might take you over a decade, still you won't be able to decode it. But with my expertise over more than a decade, I have been able to find certain pattern and symmetry and observation. And that is something which is very, very crucial for your understanding. So you see, I have a question called this. Using Cauchy's residue theorem, evaluate the integral I is equal to 0 to pi sine to the power 4 theta d theta. This is a PYQ, right? So on the same line, examiner can ask you an NYQ, that is evaluate using Cauchy residue theorem 0 to pi cos to the power 4 theta d theta. Okay. Now, before we dwell upon this question, my first instinct is that what is the answer to this question? पहले मुझे ये देख लेना है कि आंसर क्या होगा इस सवाल का. What is the perfect answer? एक मिनट के अंदर, एक सेकंड के अंदर मैं इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर आपको बता सकता हूँ. ठीक है. So this is the rough work that you can do. Okay, so if I apply Valley formula from the calculus, this can be written as half of 2 pi we can also write, and this can also be written as 2 times 0 to pi by 2, and straight away I can verify my answer and tell you the answer. So this is your, if I apply Valley's formula, this is 3 by 4 into 1 by 2 into pi by 2, because here n is your even number. So ये मुझे दिख गया कि इसका आंसर क्या है भैया, 3 pi by 8. अभी आपको जादू लग रहा होगा, but it is not so. What I have applied calculus and I have applied Valley's formula, which you very well study in calculus. This is something which is on the fingertip of quite a few engineering graduates as well as people who understand the mathematics in the real context. Now I can also alternatively give you another perspective, that is your approach 2, that is helpful to answer verify, that is this, that I can write I is equal to 0 to pi cos to the power 4 theta d theta, right? Now what I will do, I will simply use this formula. I can write this as cos square theta d theta, and I can use this formula 1 plus cos 2 theta upon 2 ka whole square d theta. Okay, and if I solve this, I very well get the answer. This is 1 by 4 could be written outside, 1 plus cos square 2 theta plus 2 cos 2 theta d theta, right? Okay, is it fine? And I will further use my formula 0 to pi. Now in place of this, I can write half of 1 plus cos 4 theta d theta. I write this d theta at the last, plus 2 times cos 2 theta d theta. So I close it. Now this is 1 by 4, 0 to pi. Now I collect coefficient. This is 1 plus half, this is 3 by 2 plus half of cos 4 by 4 theta plus 2 cos 2 theta. Is it right? So this is 3 by 2 plus half cos 4 theta plus 2 cos 2 theta. And this can be integrated. This is 3 by 2 theta plus 2 into 4 sine 4 theta 0 to pi plus 2 cos का इंटीग्रेशन हो जाएगा sine 2 theta upon 2 0 to pi. Now this is 0, this is 0, there is no doubt about it. So I have left with 3 pi upon 8. So could you see the magic? If I did by using Valley formula, I get my answer as 3 pi by 8, isn't it? In no time I could able to write the answer, that is 3 pi by 8. सवाल वही है, but procedure, it's the procedure established by the law of mathematics that is central to you. Question में क्या पूछा है? Using Cauchy's residue theorem, but आपको आंसर तो perfect देना है. So this is the perfect answer that you will get, 3 pi by 8. अगर मैं इसको एंगल को क्या कर रहा हूँ, एंगल को डबल किया तो cos 2 थीटा हुआ, फिर इसको यहाँ पे अप्लाई किया तो cos 4 थीटा हो गया, और सब्स्टिट्यूट किया यूजिंग दी डेफिनेट इंटीग्रल, आई गेट 3 पाई बाई 8. So why examiner is asking you this question via Cauchy residue theorem? Because they want you to apply the calculus of residue, what you have already learned in calculus, and that is not a brainer for you. Okay, so now I am going to dwell upon this question. 0 to pi cos to the power 4 theta d theta. Okay, right? Now we understand that this has to be converted over, this is on the concept of unit circle, that is integration around unit circle. So mod z is 1. So this integral 0 to pi cos to the power 4 d theta can be written as half times 0 to 2 pi cos to the power 4 theta d theta. Isn't it? Can I write it over the unit circle? Now, those of you who have confusion, let me explain how this could be written. Well, I can write 0 से 2 pi cos 4 theta d theta is equal to 0 से pi. I can break this into interval pi plus 2 pi cos 4 theta d theta. Now, if I put theta is equal to 2 pi minus phi. So this d theta in this second part, that is this part, okay, not here. So this will be your minus of d phi. So you see here, I can write this pi to 2 pi cos to the power 4 theta d theta is equal to, now this is your 2 pi minus phi is pi, 2 pi minus pi is this is 0, okay, and this can be written as cos to the power 4 2 pi minus phi and minus of d phi. If you break cos 2 pi minus phi, what is it? It's cos 2 pi cos phi, and cos 2 pi is 1. So anyway, this is power of 4, this minus can be converted. So this is this. So I can write this okay. So I can write this 0 to pi, 0 to pi. So this is 2 times. So 0 to 2 pi cos 4 theta is 2 times 0 to 2 pi, 0 to pi, isn't it? So I can write cos to the power 4 theta d theta is equal to 2 times 0 से pi cos 4 theta, and hence my submission that 0 to pi okay. So this is the first thing that you need to understand from the basics, that how I applied something which is very crucial property of definite integral, उसको मैंने अप्लाई करके क्या किया, इसको यूनिट सर्कल पे बनाया, ठीक है. This is unit circle, that is mod z over 1, and there is a special questions which UPSC asks on this part. So I can write very well that my integral 0 to pi cos 4 theta d theta is nothing but half of 0 to 2 pi cos to the power 4 theta d theta. Now you see cos theta can be written as e to the power I theta plus e to the power minus I theta by 2, isn't it? Now this can be further written as z plus 1 by z upon 2. So this is z square plus 1 upon 2z. Okay, so I can write this further as, if I put e to the power I theta is this, then what is it? I can write ei d theta is equal to dz. Henceforth d theta can be written as dz upon 1 by z. Okay, so you can substitute over here, over this unit circle, over this closed curve. So this can be written as z square plus 1 upon 2z ka whole to the power 4, and d theta can be written as dz upon 1 by z. Alright, so this is the main thing, integral, that I have to find out. Now you see here, this can be written as 1 by 2. Now this is your 2 to the power 4, isn't it? And I can write outside. So this is z square plus 1 to the power 4 upon z to the power 4. Okay, so I can use the integral formula. So this would be nothing but 1 by 32i. So I have multiple poles, so I can find out this residue very well. That is, residue of fz at z is equal to 0 would be 1 by, because this is n plus 1, 4 plus 1, and how many times I need to differentiate this function? 4 times. And what is my function? This is my function, correct? So I have to put z is equal to 0. So this is the residue that I need to find out. So let me find out the residue. Okay, so this is 1 by 4 factorial. Now this is not very hard to find out. Okay, so I will use Pascal triangle. In Pascal triangle, what I have, this is 1, this is 1, and 1 1, it can be written. So 1 plus 1 2. Okay, now 1 3 3 1. So 1 4 6 4 1. So this is for the fourth order. So I am getting the coefficient over here. So those of you understand Pascal triangle can very well write. So this is z to the power 8 plus 4, z to the power 6 plus 6, z to the power 4 plus 4, z square plus 1. Okay, so this is how you can find out this value. Okay, and you have to find that z is equal to 0. Also, what you can do is that you can take the square of this. So you can a plus b plus c ka whole square. This is your z to the power. So this what is the square of this? So z square plus 1 square is nothing but z to the power 4 plus 2 z square plus 1. इसका स्क्वायर क्या हो जाएगा? z to the power 8 plus 4 z to the power 4 plus 1 plus 2 into 4 z to the power 6 plus 4 z square plus 2 z to the power 4. ठीक है, so I have taken this a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ca. So I have all these terms. So if you collect, this is z to the power 8 plus 4 z to the power 6, 6 z to the power 4 and 4 z square plus 1. So I am getting the same thing. That is my point, and it's not a big deal for us to find out. Now we know that, what is this? Nth derivative? Anyone? What this would be? What this would be, G? This would be n factorial. This is something which is obvious, which we teach you in successive differentiation. So that's not a big deal. So this amounts to 1 by 4 factorial into what? 6 is the outer coefficient. This is 4 factorial. So answer is 6. Okay. Now I already have 1 by 32i. So this integral would be 1 by 32i into 2 pi I into the residue. What is the residue? Residue is 6. So So I get cancelled. Okay. This is 3 ja, this is 8. So 3 by 8, 3 pi by 8 is the answer. Okay, so this is what you have got in the previous analysis as well. 3 pi by 8 is the answer. So with the help of calculus, which I know I have done this, I have taken the brainstorming for you guys to correlate, to understand, and not to yield till you get the answer. That is the spirit of mathematics, that you love that pattern, you love that symmetry, you love that coherence, and that is very central. So आपको examiner is more asking about due process of the law, that if they're asking you to solve an integral by a calculus of complex variable or Cauchy's residue theorem, then you have to do it. But hold the fundamental idea, that is, what is that you are given. So all these things goes into your preparation, and this is going to help you in the long run, and all these are asked for 15 to 20 marks, and this is how you start enjoying the subject. Mathematics is a subject which you need to enjoy thoroughly. You need to understand from a lot of vantage point. You need to understand from a point of view of a child how he plays and how he build over it without cramming, without memorizing, without mugging the theorems, so on and so forth. Everything is coherent, everything is cogent. If you do it that way, you're going to love the process, else it is difficult and tumultuous journey for you. But my purpose and my goal is that it should be easy for you, and you should be able to do your bit, which is very central to our goal also, which is a common goal. So the harder you work, the luckier you get. It's not that, it's not in time, place or circumstances, but in man lies the success. Thank you.